In this video I will show you how you can write exciting and original chord progressions with ease. Because writing chords should be easy and fun. Let the inspiration come to you. So, the first step is to choose an awesome sound, because awesome sounds are inspiring and we need as much inspiration as possible. I'm using Spitfire Audio's Labs collection Soft Piano, and it's free and I can recommend it to you all. It just sounds like music in the best possible way. But let's make the first chord. So I'm creating the first MIDI clip and I'm starting with selecting a MIDI note, a root note. And I'm just scrolling through. And yeah, I think E just has something. I wouldn't say that this is important, but it's just really nice to like sit down and listen to the notes and choose the one that like connects to you. I'm starting off with making a major chord. And a major chord consists of a root note, which is the E, and then a third and a fifth. And the third is 4 half steps up from the root note, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fifth is 7 half steps up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what I do to make it sound a bit wider and also to make the next step easier, then I will choose the third, the middle note, and press shift arrow up to octave it 1 octave up. And then I select the 3 notes and press legato. Let's listen. I think I will take it 1 octave down. Yeah. So we made our first chord. But there are 3 concepts that you should follow. And the first is to work slow, aka thorough. So we need to try out all options. So in this example, we need to try out both the major and the minor. And we change it from the major to the minor by changing the third, which is this note. So from major to minor is 1 half step down. And I will choose major because that was just how I felt. So we duplicate this loop and now we have a new chord. And now is where the magic is going to happen. We need to work slow and thorough, and that means we need to listen to all 24 options. And this is extremely important because often we tend to kind of do the same thing over and over again, because when we have done something a few times, then we start to think that, oh, this sounds good because it sounds familiar. But by trying out all 24 options, we can get to like experience something new. And I think that's the most exciting thing when making music and living in general. So I have one technique that I use for trying out all 24 different chords. If we are at a major chord, which we are here, then I will select the 2 bottom notes and move them 1 half step up. Because to change a chord from a major to a minor, you can either move the third 1 half step down, or you can move the root note and the fifth 1 half step up. Because it's all about the relations. As you can see here, the major consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps and 1, 2, 3. And a minor chord consists of 1, 2, 3. So 1 half step down and 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see what happens if we move the root note and the fifth 1 half steps up. So 1, 2, 3. That fits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I start up with the major chord, I will move the 2 bottom notes 1 half step up and listen. And then I will move the third 1 half step up, because when we are at a minor chord, then to change it into a major chord, Then we need to move the third 1/2 step up, and now we are at a major chord, so now it's the 2 bottom chords. We need to move 1/2 step up. And let's listen thorough. And what I'm looking for is not something that sounds good, because I think what sounds good is just something that I'm familiar with or have done a lot of times before. So what I'm looking for is something that will like start a question, like how would a song sound like with these chords? Because I need to have something to investigate, because if I don't have anything to investigate, then what is music all about? I really think this sounds awesome, and if I really wanted to make a song with these 2 chords, then I would anyway have to like listen to all the different options, but I would make a mental note to like really make sure that I will remember it. But it's so important that you don't just give up after like trying 7 chords, because this chord for me is like it just has a story to tell that I haven't told before with chord progressions. But let's move on. G sharp major. And I think this is really playing in a way that I actually think is kind of cool. It's like playing in a way that I would never really like make a song with these 2 chords. And that could also be a reason to why I should choose these. And most of the times I do this, I will often get surprised because I haven't made chord progressions for all of my life almost. And when I do it like that, I always explore something new, discover a new chord combination, which is like, how can this happen? And that's just extremely awesome. But when you think about it, there's like 24 options per chord. So if you like make a 4 chord progressions, there are 24 times 24 times 24 times 24 options. And that's a lot of options. The second concept is that you should always try to do something new, because doing something new is what makes music exciting for you and for me, the listener. We often tend to do the same over and over again, and that just means that we are not exposed for anything that could like make us learn anything new or experience anything new. And then music just becomes dull. So instead of trying to do something good, which most often is just like trying to do something that you have done before or heard a ton of times before, then try to look for chord combinations where you are like, this is a bit strange, but it's like a bit strange in an exciting way. Because chord combinations that sounds weird or strange is probably just because they're new to you, not because they sound bad. And what's new to you is a learning opportunity. It's an opportunity to expand your vocabulary and to get excited and do something that actually matters instead of just repeating yourself over and over. And repeating yourself is the most boring thing that you can ever do in this universe. Because why explore something that you already know the answer for? Challenge yourself. Do something that you don't know the answer for, because then you will get genuinely excited to find the answer. Don't choose what feels good. Choose what makes you wonder. Okay, but I will finish writing these 4 chords and then I will return to you. Okay, so I took my time and I wrote these 4 chords. Let's listen. And I don't know really how to describe them, but I don't know how a song with these chords would sound, and that's the most exciting part about this. So the next step is to add a color note or a melody note, which is kind of the same. So what I do is that I add a note above the top note. And again, we need to do this slowly so we get to listen to it. So we listen to all the 12 options. So the first option is the A, which sounds good. We don't need to think about what we're doing, we are just listening. As you can see, being thorough doesn't really take that much time. This is the one I like the most. So again, I will do this with the rest of the 3 chords. And I listen to all the chords in the order that they're written, because I'm writing a chord progression, not just like making one chord with the top note at the time. I like this. This is the one I will choose, and I will come back to you when I have written the last 2. So I have written my first chord progression, and I think this has character, and it excites me because I haven't heard a chord progression like this before. And every time I do this, it just amazes me that it takes so little to do something that I've never heard before. And that truly inspires me. I want to finish this now. Do it slowly, listen to all the options and overdo, which means that every time I need 1 chord progression, I write 3. Because if I have options, then I can really choose what I like and what I like the most. Choosing what you like the most is what music is all about. So if we only have 1 option, then we can't really do our best. We can't make these magical choices. But if we have 6 options instead of this 1, then we will choose the best and the one that is the most exciting and interesting. And in this way, by just doing this very little task, then we can do something magical. Focus on always doing something new. So it shouldn't feel comfortable, but it should feel exciting and a bit nerve-wracking. You should have the feeling of how would a song sound with this chord progression? Trust in what you do and finish all of your songs, because that's the only way that you can learn something. And learning is what makes us greater, makes it more exciting, and just makes life better. And if you haven't finished a lot of songs, then sit down and just make some small, beautiful piano and vocal songs, just to get a feel of what it means to finish a song. It's just like learning to ride the bike. You don't start with trying to make big jumps and stuff like that. You just learn to try to bike in a straight line. So don't make it harder for yourself than it needs to be. This technique will also allow you to learn so much, because by adding this color melody note, then you'll start to hear new sounds, and by listening to new sounds you will widen your vocabulary of sounds, which is really exciting and really good for you, because we only hear what we know. So by expanding what we know, we will start to hear more and more beautiful things. If you like this video, then please hit the thumbs up button and consider to subscribe to my channel. It would truly make me happy. And if you like my approach for how I make music, then go and visit my online music school, Ransby.biz. Enjoy!